Developing now as we come on the air, homeless during the holidays.
All I see is like flames from the back of the house and just smoke. So much smoke that you can't even see the fire anymore.
A local family left with only the clothes on their backs after a massive fire tears through their home, forcing them out onto the streets. Tonight, how they're getting through the tough times.
Barreling east, a massive winter storm moving through the country. The impacts that we'll see here coming up.
Plus, a continuing controversy as a judge rules in favor of a new business district. But people who already live in that area say, take it somewhere else. You'll ruin our view.
CBS 12 News starts now with breaking news.
Breaking now at 11, an innocent 7-year-old boy fighting for his life tonight after a shooting in Pahokee. Deputies finding the boy with a gunshot wound around 7:30 tonight on Shirley Drive in the Friend Village Apartments. He was rushed to the hospital. Right now, he is in critical condition. That's according to the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. Detectives are piecing together what led up to that shooting. Of course, we will bring you the very latest updates on air and online as we get new details into the newsroom. Our other top story tonight, gone in an instant. A family's home turned to rubble. Everything inside burnt to a crisp in a fast-moving fire. Now, it was just yesterday they were opening their Christmas gifts, and now there's nothing left but piles of ashes. The home went up in flames along Haverhill Road, just north of Okeechobee Boulevard in suburban West Palm Beach early this afternoon. CBS 12's Lily Ortiz is there tonight live. And Lily, you spoke with the family, and I can only imagine how devastating this is for them.
That's right, Paul. Very devastating. But this family, they're relying on their faith to get by. They actually consider themselves very lucky because none of them got injured. But look at the mess behind me. This is what's left of that home. The walls are completely gone. See, pieces of their furniture reduced to ashes. Now, I spoke with the father earlier, and he tells me that he has no idea what to do next. A neighbor sharing this terrifying video of fast-moving flames completely destroying the family's mobile home here inside Holiday Plaza Mobile Home Park. Patricio Garcia Lopez, who is originally from Guatemala, remembers just last night when they celebrated Christmas, and then the news no one wants to hear.
When they called me, they said the home was already destroyed by flames. Thank God it could have been worse.
He said his brother and 13-year-old daughter were home at the time, but they got out okay. He believes the fire started in the bathroom, and now 10 years of memories gone.
We lost everything.
12-year-old Ines Armonde lives next door. She told me she was riding her bike when she spotted the flames.
All I see is like flames from the back of the house and just smoke. So much smoke that you can't even see the fire anymore.
Ines tells me she was scared the family might still be inside.
There was like a 13-year-old girl. She was there. She has heart problems, and so she fainted and she went to the hospital.
Patricio's wife and children, ages 3 to 13, are now homeless. But even without a home this holiday season, this father is focusing on the silver lining. His teenage daughter, still in the hospital, will be okay. But it's God he is now turning to for strength.
I ask everyone to keep us in your hearts. I have no idea where I'm going to stay tonight. I'm still trying to figure it out.
And Paul, as you can see, these homes are really, really close to each other. So it's fortunate that crews with the Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, they were able to control the fire here before it spread to this nearby home. And we're told the Red Cross is helping this family tonight. We're live tonight in suburban West Palm Beach. I'm Lily Ortiz, CBS 12 News.
Tragic indeed, and Luli, that was just one of several fires that the Red Cross actually responded to today. The local chapter says disaster teams were on site of 5 house fires today alone, the day after Christmas. Fire officials say 23 people have been forced from their homes. That includes 9 children. Tracking treacherous travel tonight, a winter storm barreling east on one of the busiest travel days of the year. Right now, half the country is under winter weather alerts. This is a live look right now in Minneapolis, where it's near whiteout conditions. CBS 12 Chief Meteorologist Aaron Christensen live in studio tonight. And Aaron, that system affecting so many people, will it affect us?
It is definitely going to affect us, but not to that extent, of course. This is the storm system that we've been tracking for you for a few days now, and it really stretches through the entire midsection of the country with that snow we just showed you up in Minneapolis and rain to the south. As this system heads to the east, the tail end of that cold front is going to make its way near Florida. Now, it's not going to push all the way through Florida. That's because we have high pressure just off the east coast here, and that is going to push back against that front. So it won't be allowed to advance all the way through the state. So a big cool down is certainly not going to move in. But with that high pressure and that front kind of in place here, that southerly component of our wind will bring back some moisture and a decent chance for rain as early as tomorrow. 40% chance. You'll want the umbrella tomorrow night, and through the first part of the day on Friday. Now, coming up, we're going to show you exactly where we're expecting that massive storm to bring some weather-related flight delays.
Thank you. Tonight, deputies say a father and daughter are dead, killed by the one person who promised to love that woman for better or for worse. Deputies say 53-year-old Mark Holland shot his wife, 58-year-old Renee Holland, and his father-in-law, 84-year-old Rudolph Helm, before turning the gun on himself. It happened just 2 days before Christmas in a very quiet community for seniors in St. Lucie County.
I was a little unnerved because, you're just not used to something like that happening in a little place like this.
Deputies say the couple had a history of domestic violence. In fact, the husband was arrested in Indian River County back in August, but the case was dropped because his wife didn't cooperate. Tonight, a slew of questions surrounding a wild scene that unfolded in Riviera Beach this afternoon. Take a look. Fire Rescue says a Ferrari flew off a dock and into the Palm Beach Inlet early this morning. Workers had to use lift bags to bring the pricey sports car right to the surface, where it was then towed out of the water. Police say the driver was okay. He actually got out of the car himself and made it to shore with the help of some boaters, now under investigation. New at 11 tonight, your water view in jeopardy. Today, a new controversial business district in downtown West Palm Beach getting another green light. This time, a judge is ruling over a legal matter. Though tonight, not everybody's happy about it, especially some of the people who live in that area. CBS 12's Vincent Crivelli joins us live in downtown West Palm Beach tonight with more on what has some residents fired up tonight. Vince?
Paul, tonight some residents spoke up about traffic, others with infrastructure, but every single person I spoke with talked about how a tall building will block this $1 million view. Deborah Lakow lives in a high-rise in downtown West Palm Beach and lives just a few blocks from the ocean.
I have an ocean view, and I see the ocean and the Intercoastal, and I'm very fortunate.
She says a hot topic among people in her building is that a judge ruled in favor of establishing the Okeechobee Business District, which includes a 25-story office building. What's the general consensus in your building?
I don't think they're happy because we have the hotel on one side, and now we have the possibility of a 25-story building blocking our view. So the residents aren't that happy.
Other opponents of the district claim it will increase traffic and will cause a need for more publicly funded infrastructure. Still, Lakow isn't opposed to the tall building.
But as a local business owner, I'm the owner of Field of Greens down on Clematis. I'm always in favor of progress and building in the city, and I think it's going to help West Palm from a financial standpoint.
According to a judge's order after administrative hearings, the business district would generate about $1 million in tax revenue for the city.
I think the building will bring, I think a lot of new jobs here.
Resident Steve Canastor is right, according to another report in the order, which says the business district would create around 1,000 high-paying jobs and increase demand for housing. And tonight, West Palm Beach Mayor Jerry Moyo tweeted out, "I'm very pleased that the law judge agreed with the city on every point." Reporting live tonight in West Palm Beach, Vincent Crivelli, CBS 12 News.
New tonight, the state has rejected the Palm Beach County School District's plan to build a new Boynton Beach Elementary School, but they did approve a high school near Lake Worth. That, according to our partners at the Sun Sentinel. Now, the new school will be near Lake Worth Road and Lyons Road. It's expected to relieve a very crowded John I. Leonard High School in Green Acres. In the end, state officials saying that schools in Boynton Beach still have room for more students. Also new tonight, actress Lindsay Lohan's mom in trouble with the law yet again. 36-year-old Kate Major Lohan was taken into custody in Pennsylvania, accused of trying to commandeer a bus on Christmas Day. She was reportedly angry that she missed her stop, so she allegedly began attacking the bus driver and pushing buttons before one passenger threw her from the driver's seat. Now, Major is from Boca Raton and has been arrested several times in our area during the past few years. Video from Boca Raton police shows Major going on a tirade. In other news tonight, a popular Christmas toy may be responsible for sparking an apartment fire in Port St. Lucie. The St. Lucie County Fire District says they found a hoverboard plugged into an outlet in the bedroom where that fire started. A lieutenant says the main issue with anything containing lithium-ion batteries is that they are being overcharged or left unattended.
You really need to utilize the power cord that comes with the appliance. If you accidentally drop the appliance or you drop the battery itself, it's best to return it to the manufacturer and have them do an x-ray of it to make sure that the fluids inside are stable.
He went on to say you should always keep an eye on whatever it is you may be charging just in case a fire happens to break out.
I couldn't believe that this pig would humiliate that kid on the mat.
It's the haircut that sparked outrage across the country. A black wrestler forced to cut his dreads or forfeit his match. The emergency meeting just held and how it turned out. Plus, evidence mounting against disgraced actor Kevin Spacey, the teen who accused him of sexual assault, and why he says he filmed it. And hospital prices going public, when the services will be listed online, and the reason why officials say don't trust what you see. Aaron.
This western winter wallop is headed our way, and it's going to bring us some pretty strong winds. I'll tell you exactly when to expect the strongest gusts coming up.
Alpha Media Radio Stations, proud partners of the CBS 12 News Network, the one to turn to. CBS 12 News at 11.
It is a haircut that sparked outrage across the country, and tonight we've learned the black New Jersey high school wrestler who was forced to cut off his dreadlocks or forfeit will not compete at his next match. The decision made at an emergency school board meeting tonight to discuss the backlash of what he went through.
I couldn't believe that this pig would humiliate that kid on the mat. But I know that there were rules and regulations that he had to follow. Whether he followed them correctly or not, I don't really care. He does not belong in that wrestling association at the scholastic level.
It didn't matter if he was black, white, green, or purple. It broke my heart to watch that young man stand there and be humiliated like that. And that's why I'm here tonight. I am a state representative for my organization, but I'm here as a mother. You mothers sitting on that board, your fathers sitting on that board, do the right thing.
Now, the board announced that the district wouldn't be part of any sporting event at which that referee takes part. Meantime, the New Jersey Attorney General's office and the state's athletic association now looking into whether race played a role in that decision. Sexual assault recorded tonight. There's reportedly video evidence in the sexual assault case against disgraced actor Kevin Spacey. Spacey now facing felony charges, accused of molesting a teenager at a Nantucket bar back in 2016. According to a police report, the victim recorded the actor on Snapchat touching him, allegedly, and then sent it to his girlfriend as evidence. Police have since gotten that footage. Spacey is set to be arraigned January 7th. New tonight, 3 people now facing charges after allegedly attacking a New York City police officer at a subway station.
Get back! I don't want anything back!
That cell phone video capturing the attack. At one point, the officer is forced to kick one of the men, as you just saw, charging at him. Moments later, one of the men falls onto the subway tracks. The 5 men were cited for sleeping on the station floor, but that, of course, is not a crime. Prosecutors say they weren't aware of the men's encounter with the officer when they didn't prosecute them for sleeping in the station. Right now, President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump are on their way back to D.C. after a surprise trip to Iraq. The first couple quietly left Washington Christmas night to meet with U.S. service members.
You would have seen what we had to go through with the darkened plane, with all windows closed, with no lights on whatsoever, anywhere. Pitch black. I've never seen it. So did I have a concern? Yeah, I had a concern.
The Trumps remained on the ground for about 3 hours, thanking military members for their service. Now, after Air Force One departed Iraq, it stopped at an air base in Germany to refuel, where they met even more troops. The president will be coming home to the 5th day of the partial government shutdown, and it looks like it might just be getting started. National correspondent Michelle Macaluso now with the latest on the shutdown standoff from Capitol Hill tonight.
Federal workers are back to work for the first full business day since the government partially closed its doors last weekend. President Trump was defiant on Christmas Day, vowing not to reopen the government until he gets $5 billion for his border wall.
I can't tell you when the government's going to be open. I can tell you it's not going to be open until we have a wall, a fence, whatever they'd like to call it.
Democrats are not budging either. Democratic leaders Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer blamed Trump in a statement on Christmas Eve, quote, "Different people from the same White House are saying different things about what the president would accept or not accept to end his Trump shutdown, making it impossible to know where they stand at any given moment." Earlier this month, President Trump said this.
I am proud to shut down the government for border security.
White House Budget Director and Acting Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney suggested over the weekend the shutdown could last into the next year and when the next Congress convenes on January 3rd. About 800,000 federal workers will be impacted. Many are working but won't get paid until the government opens back up again. Trump claims they want him to keep fighting for the wall.
These federal workers want the wall. The only one that doesn't want the wall are the Democrats because they don't mind open borders.
Lawmakers return to Capitol Hill tomorrow to resume talks, but all signs are pointing to a long government shutdown with no end in sight. On Capitol Hill, I'm Michelle Macaluso.
New tonight, hospital prices are now going public. A new federal judge ruling goes into effect on January 1st that hospitals must post online a master list of prices for the services that they provide. However, consumer advocates say the master list prices will not be complete because the final bill is almost never the same as the sticker price. Insurance companies often negotiate discounts for the real price. Co-pays, co-insurance, and deductibles also bring down that cost. Well, cast members from Walt Disney World make magic every day for visitors around the world. However, in some new video, we see cast members also bringing joy to each other. Watch this. John, a cast member at Animal Kingdom, is colorblind. Now, he had hoped for Enchroma glasses someday, but they are very expensive. So his co-workers raised the money for John to get the glasses. Yeah, he just realized what was in there. In the video, you can see his emotional reaction, so he can now get the glasses that he's always wanted. There's a great story for you, huh, Aaron? Colorblind, he wanted the Enchroma glasses for so long, and now, thanks to his coworkers, he has them.
That is fantastic,
Yeah.
and hopefully we'll be able to do a follow-up when he actually gets the glasses,
right,
and see his reaction then.
Right, exactly.
Right? That would
Right.
be amazing.
Right, and they don't cure colorblindness. I guess
Right.
they just help with your vision.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can see color a little bit better.
A little bit color, a little bit
How
of color.
exciting for that young man.
Yeah, all right.
Let's give you a look at your weather because
How
we
about
are tracking some serious travel troubles. This winter wallop, we've been telling you about it for days, and oh boy, is it going to cause some problems here. It's stretching from Mexico all the way up to Canada, and it's brought on quite a bit of snow in the upper Midwest, and that swath of snow is going to stretch to the east tomorrow, just north of the Great Lakes, and that rain with the potential for some thunderstorms, maybe even severe, moving through the New Orleans area up through Memphis tomorrow, and then by Friday and Saturday becomes more of an East Coast rainmaker. But yes, this system is moving in our direction. Now let's first talk about those delays tomorrow. We're expecting flight delays in Denver, Rapid City, Minneapolis, and Chicago as a result of that system, but also another storm system moving through the Rockies that could bring on some decent snow for the Denver area, and that will have far-reaching impacts all the way through Friday. So Denver also expecting delays by Friday, Minneapolis, New York, as well as Atlanta. You know, it's always a good idea just to call ahead and double check that those flights are on time. And our next weather maker is that front for us. The tail end of this cold front's going to make its way through the panhandle. But again, because of the high pressure just off the coast of the peninsula here, that is going to push back against this cold front, preventing it from swinging all the way through Florida. So this is not going to be that snap your head back kind of cold front. It's not going to cool us off significantly. In fact, you'll see temperatures staying close to 80 all the way through the rest of the year. What it is going to do is bring back a southerly component to our wind, and that will help to increase our moisture. But also that pressure kind of pushing against that front, That means the pressure is going to be changing rapidly over a short distance, and that spells wind. We're talking gusts in the 20 to 30 mile per hour range tomorrow, and then by Friday morning, this is when we're expecting the strongest of winds, about 5:30 Friday morning. Look at that, close to 40 mile per hour gusts being forecast for Vero Beach, 34 Fort Pierce down through Stewart, Jupiter, and West Palm. Finally, we start to shake this strong wind thing by Saturday afternoon. But this small craft advisory is active all the way through Friday because of those winds. We are expecting some pretty high waves and rough water as well. So not a great idea to take the boat out over the next couple of days. Overnight, 68 degrees, 10% chance for rain. But that chance for rain tomorrow, again, as we mentioned, does go up to 40%. We keep it at 40% through the first half of the day Friday. The final weekend of 2018 boasting 81 degrees Saturday, 82 on Sunday.
Aaron, thank you. Next at 11, a father and daughter brought together by the internet. Now the dad finally reconnected with the daughter he never knew he had. That's next.
CBS 12 News at 11.
It is the gift that keeps giving. A Tampa family coming together for the holidays after a test changed their lives forever. For the first time, a father spending Christmas with a daughter he never knew he had. 1 year ago,
We're missing
what was a far-off fantasy
Dad, you want to get that side then?
has now become a family tradition.
It's still sometimes hard to believe, but it's really setting in now because Dad's been a regular, part of my life since last year.
It was a chance match through an online DNA test. Olivia just wanted to know her true ethnicity. Instead, it led her to this decorated Vietnam veteran and him to the family he never knew he had. He'd lost touch with Olivia's mom after they'd met in the Philippines during his service.
Everything about it blows my mind still.
The two have wasted no time this past year making up for lost time.
It's come to that point where we talk at least 2-3 times a day, and if we don't talk, it really feels strange. I mean, that's just kind of one of the things that, I think back like a year and a half ago, I didn't even know my dad, and then now it just feels kind of odd to not talk to him.
Birthdays, graduation days, holidays.
Like this morning, having Christmas with grandchildren, children, to me that was something that was a real missing part of my life.
After a brief move out west for Olivia to take a job, just a few hours from Dad, she's now back in Florida.
And then now here we are together for Christmas again.
Now, she says her father makes regular long visits, and he says unwrapping new family traditions has become the greatest gift of all. Be sure to stay tuned to The Late Show tonight with Stephen Colbert right after CBS 12 News at 11. Tonight's guest, Garth Brooks. We'll be right back with your wake-up weather.
If you see breaking news happen or have a news tip, call the CBS 12 News Breaking News Tip Line at 561-881-0796.
And here's a look at that wake up weather. Temps anywhere from 64 to 71. Sunrise 707, partly sunny skies, and that wind is going to pick up over the course of the day with some gusts in the 20 to 30 mile per hour range.
We can go for a run in the morning, Aaron. How about that?
Yeah, or fly a kite.
All right, finally tonight, millions of people fly home to spend Christmas with their families, but one family actually celebrated the holiday in the air. Pierce Vaughn, a flight attendant for Delta, had to work on Christmas, so instead of spending the holiday apart, her father decided to join her in the sky for all 6 flights. Imagine that. Even riding first class from Fort Myers to Michigan. Now, a passenger who sat next to him took pictures of the two, there they are, and wrote about it in a now viral Facebook post. How about that? You know, they can't spend time together for the holiday because of work, so the father actually takes to the sky.
How great is that?
How great is that? Maybe I should recommend that to my mother next time, that she should fly down here for the holidays. How about that?
And then just sit in an anchor chair?
She could sit over here and do sports. How about that?
You know what? She could do weather.
She could do, no, I'll let her do sports. Thanks, Aaron, and thank you for joining us tonight. You can join Thomas and Terry tomorrow morning at 4:30. Until then, have a good night. Good night.
Good night.